Hey guys, this is Mike from BTech Reviews here, and today is the unboxing and overview of the Samsung Galaxy A30s. Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is the unboxing of a Samsung Galaxy A30s. So this is actually a big thing for me because first of all, I haven't done a Samsung unboxing in probably a few years already. If you guys follow my channel, you'll know that I'm really not a big Samsung advocate, but at the same time, I've been really wanting to test out these Samsung A series phones, and they have the A10, the A20, the A20s, the A50, the A51, and I decided to go with the A30s just because this is priced right around the middle area where I thought it was a pretty good deal for what you get and as far as specs go. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed here. Again, I purchased this specific one off Amazon. Just for reference, I'm gonna put down an affiliate link down below so that you guys can check that out. This one does include a free SD card. Well, not a free SD card, but an extra 64 gigs of memory to come along with it, and it's supposed to come with the case. So let's go ahead and get this thing out. I'm not a fan of this sticker, by the way, but it's okay. So internally, this baby is supposed to have 64 gigs of internal memory already, and plus the 64 gig memory card that you get, it's going to add up to 128 gigs of memory. So here is the actual phone itself. It is a 6.4-inch screen, A30s, Infinity V display, triple camera on the back, and an on-board, let's see if you guys can see that or not, on-screen fingerprint sensor. Excuse the autofocus, by the way. But yeah, let's get this going. Let's pop this out. Very minimalistic inside the box. Again, this is the unlocked international version, by the way. So for those of you who are wondering, this thing does come in a few different colors. I specifically got the kind of like a dark purplish color. It comes in a black, and it comes in kind of like a white crystal color. I decided to go with this color just because it's a secret, but I'm actually planning to give this away as a gift. So here it is, the phone itself. It feels really pretty good in hand, just the way it is right now. Again, it's a pretty big size phone. If you guys want to compare it to something like the iPhone 11, let's see if I can get that back. Just for comparison, this is my iPhone 11 on the left. Here's the Samsung Galaxy A30s. So you can tell that the screen's just a tad bit bigger, you know what I mean? But nothing too big or nothing too crazy. I'm going to put this down really quick, check out, see what we got here. Looks like it did come with a pair of headphones, by the way. Pretty cool, although they are wired, which is fine. That just means that it has a headphone jack. And of course, a Type-C cable from the looks of it. USB Type-C, not a bad deal, of course. And here is your 64 gig micro SD card, which again I'll pop in just a little later. And of course your power brick down here, which again, power brick is right there. Hopefully it's fast charging, maybe not. Let's take a look here. Okay, I can't read that. I'm super blind, so I'm just going to leave that as is for now. Again, this is the international version, and of course your SIM removal tool. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that as is. I don't know how they got this in here, actually. Let's see. Okay, I got you. They had it in like that. Okay, so other than that, inside the box here was just this. I'm going to assume this is the case that it's supposed to come with. So I'm actually going to leave that in there, again, just because this is a gift, and I want the person that's getting this phone to how do you say, kind of enjoy that. So hopefully I'm only going to use this phone for a couple of days before I give this away, so there really isn't going to be like a really full spec'd out review on it. I do plan to review this, just a heads up, but again, it's not going to be like a full review that I would normally give. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the plastic here, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is unboxing. ASMR time, guys. Hold on, let's see. Oh wait, I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. Let's try it from this angle over here. Maybe I'm doing this wrong completely. Total fail, by the way, guys. I guess they made this a little bit difficult to unbox here, or to unravel here. You actually have to peel these off first, and then you're able to go. So here we go. Let's get that going. What I'm excited about is the fingerprint sensor, guys. So again, it's a beautiful phone all the way around. And I'm going to use that as a screenshot there, so hopefully we can get that going. Beautiful phone, by the way. Look at that triple camera, by the way. Let's check that out really quick. If I can get that to autofocus, there you go. Beautiful looking phone though. Okay, let's go ahead and get this turned on. I believe this should already have a non-removable battery for what it is. So let's go ahead and get this turned on. Again, my first Samsung phone in like I don't know how many years. Alright, sorry about that guys. So I actually had to charge this device. It was actually completely dead, so I actually had to hook it up for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get this started, and this would be the first time that I actually turn this on. So Samsung Galaxy A30s secured by Knox. So while this is starting up, let's give it a few seconds here. Just so you guys know, let's give a few specs on this. You know, unfortunately this does not have a full 1080p display, which is something a lot of people kind of complain about, but at the same time, you know, it is a budget smartphone. You kind of have to, you know, pick your poison when it comes to what you're going to sacrifice when buying a budget smartphone. Again, it is an AMOLED display though, so it is going to look good. The colors are going to look great on it, and it's just going to look great in general. Like it's saying haciendo in Spanish. So this is again the international version. I can change the language obviously, so let's go ahead and just fix that really quick. Find the English. There we go. Hold on. English, United States. Okay. So let's go. Insert SIM card to access network. I'm not going to do that yet. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and check mark everything here. All right guys, thank you for that, and sorry about the wait or the setup on that. Actually, it took me a few minutes to get everything set up here. So this is the first time I actually get to play and see what the touchscreen is about. But prior to that, you know, I was mentioning specs. So we talked about the 720 display, which, you know, for some people, again, that might be a deal breaker. For me, it really wasn't a deal breaker because for the most part, I have an iPhone 11, has a 720p display, and you really can't tell the difference, especially when watching movies and videos. So going from there, this thing is telling me that it wants me to do something. So going from there, obviously, you know, this thing does have 64 gigabytes of internal memory, 4 gigs of RAM. Again, it has a micro SD card slot up to a specific amount of time. Okay, I don't know if the phone just rebooted on its own or what. Let's find out. I feel like I'm getting a lot of issues now. Whoa, okay, so let's go ahead and test out that I guess the fingerprint sensor, which it picked up pretty quick. Let's go ahead and do that again. And I haven't set up facial unlock yet, just for verification, or just so you guys know. Let's go ahead and change the display settings really quick so that the screen will not turn off on me every 2 seconds. Let me just change that for you guys. But again, while we were taking care of that, I did set it to dark mode, by the way, because I'm not a fan of the light colored mode. So okay, screen timeout after 30 seconds. Let's put 5 minutes. Okay, so as you can see here, the phone is pretty snappy. This thing does have a pretty decent camera on the back, or at least according to the specs here. It has a 25 megapixel main camera, right? 8 megapixel and a 5 megapixels with LED flash. So most smartphone companies are actually going the triple camera route now, which I don't know if that's just a gimmick or what. Hey, let's get that. I like the way that looks, by the way. But yeah, I don't know if it's a gimmick, but for the most part, a lot of these smartphone companies are starting to go with that. Just don't know why. I'm not a fan of that background, by the way. I'm going to change it eventually. So anywho, going from there, phone does have an octa-core processor, an Exynos to be exactly, a 7885, and then it says it's dual core clocked at 1.8 gigahertz, and then it has another hexa-core at 1.6 gigahertz. So this thing is packing some power, surprisingly. So again, you know, it's been a while since I've messed with Samsung's UI in general, I guess, and I know this thing is updating some phones, but for the most part, this phone feels pretty snappy, as you can see there. Again, for a $200 budget phone, pretty good, you know, in my opinion, you know, just from holding it in the hand. Although I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's being a little bit buggy when it comes to me pressing the home button. So I don't know if that's just because some of the apps are still updating. I kind of have to check that out. It says that there is 27 apps available for updates, so maybe that's the reason. Again, it is updating something, completing setup, installed 13 of 15 applications, so I'm hoping that it's just not installing a lot of bloatware. But for the most part, man, this is a pretty impressive phone, to say the least. Again, this is the violet edition of the Samsung Galaxy A30s, and it's a really pretty device. You're gonna want to make sure you get a case for this though, because right, just holding it in the hand, it does feel a little bit slippery in the hand. So I mean, you can go without a case. It is a plasticky back, by the way, so for sure you still probably want to get that case anyways, just so that you can make sure that you have that extra protection. This phone does have a 4,000 milliamp battery, by the way. Let's see if anything. That's pretty cool. I like that, by the way, that if you have the phone off or whatever and you just place your finger there, it just picks it up right away. So I wonder if I put my finger here, if it picks anything up. Now you kind of have to place it. So I mean, first impressions of the actual fingerprint sensor is it's pretty snappy. I so far so good. It's not really, I like the fact that it does that little thing where you put it there and then it lights up on the bottom when the screen is off. That's pretty cool. For the most part, this phone does have a 4,000 milliamp battery, so that's going to hopefully help you get through the day. Again, as far as a full review, I will not be able to tell you guys how much of the battery is going to be affected. See, there you go. So see every now and then I have just finger placement issues, and I don't know what's going on there. I'm hoping I'm able to change the bottom of this over here, just because I'm not a fan of the placement there, but I'm pretty sure I can. For the most part though, guys, not a lot of bloatware. I mean, you have your basic Google apps, obviously. Let's see what else. Your Samsung apps, which I'm not a fan of the Samsung app ecosystem, I guess, but some people might be. Let's see, you got Facebook, Spotify, you have the gallery, which isn't Google Photos, but you probably do have Google Photos over here. So Google Photos is there for the people that really want to use Google Photos instead, back up your items to the cloud, etc., like that. And for the most part, not a lot of bloatware. Again, it is installing some apps, so I'll go ahead and just give an update video on this in a few days on what apps it fully installed and whatnot. But just a first impression video. Again, this device, it's pretty interesting to say the least. Let me find that camera app. Let's see what's going on here. Usually you'll see the camera app on screen, but I don't see it here. Let's see, is it on the second page? It's got applications, then Microsoft. So it does have LinkedIn, Outlook, Microsoft Office, etc., like that. So you can download all of those. Netflix, Spotify. So it is doing it. Let's open up the camera app for the first time, and let me take a picture of this new lens that I just recently got over here. So let's go ahead and take a picture of that. Let's see if it has like some sort of night mode or anything like that. Okay. I don't know if I took the picture or not. Let's see. And that's the thing, like, I don't know, I'm not seeing any flash or anything like that. I do know that it does have that ultra wide, so you can do that. You see that? You got your regular, and then you have ultra wide over here, which is pretty cool. The lighting does change in the background, unfortunately, but you can probably change that just by pressing that little button over here, so you can see that I can dim or make the light even lighter. But for the most part, let's try this again. It says burst mode. Okay, so finally I took a picture. That took a little bit to hold it down, actually. So again, I'm trying to view the photo here, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me not being familiar with Samsung's UI here. There we go. So allow location. I'm gonna deny that just because I'm not a fan of that. So let me get the photo up there. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty sharp. It looks pretty polished considering. Again, I'm gonna have to mess around a little more with the camera app just to see what's going on here. Most likely the video mode probably will only shoot in 1080p. Let's find out really quick if you guys are interested in the video on this. And again, you can use the wide angle lens to shoot video as well. So that's pretty cool. Let me just go ahead and see if there's a specific setting. Let's see. Okay, so we can see here for those of you who are interested that this only does shoot in full HD at 1080p and in 720p as far as the front video. Let's see, full is 236 by 1080. So okay, let me see that. Again, that is the front facing camera, by the way. Let's see what the rear facing does. Resolution, yeah, so it'll, again, resolution on the rear only takes, again, the 16:9, but then there's a full option that says 236 by 1080. So you know, I don't know if, again, that's more or less or whatever, but you know, again, I'm not a huge expert when it comes to filmography and resolutions over here, but you guys can see that they're full 236 by 1080. I know that's not 4K. I know 4K is like way more than that, and then you have 1440 by 1440 again. So again, there's an option that says high efficiency video, record videos in HVEC format to save space. That's pretty cool. You have HDR rich tone option, which, you know, again, that's just that's something else. I'm gonna assume that's just with the picture, etc., like that. So I think that's pretty interesting. Hold on, let's change this back to 16:9. We'll get that going. But guys, you know, again, this is just the unboxing video. First impressions of the devices, it's pretty snappy, I'll give it that. The physical features of the phone are pretty amazing. I do like the way this phone feels in the hand, even though it's a pretty big size phone. Let's see, it does say please keep your finger there. So if I were to turn the phone off, I wonder if it has like a raise to wake. Probably not. Let's see if there's any type of double tapping feature. Yeah, there is, I guess, somewhat of a double tap feature, so the phone does recognize when you're tapping the screen. So just for reference, it does come with a 15-watt charger also, for those of you guys who are interested. And I'm not a fan of this live wallpaper, but for the most part, look at that. It's got that item that people still love to this day, which is the 3.5mm headphone jack. It's got that USB Type-C port, and again, all the way around, it's just a very pretty looking device. Again, you probably would not be able to tell that this is a $200 smartphone again. And again, this is $100 less than the Samsung Galaxy A50 and the A50s, and it's a little more expensive than the A10 or the A10e and the A20. It's about the same ballpark as the A20, except in my opinion, it has better specs than the A20. So again, guys, this is Mike from B-Tech Review signing off. Again, this is just an unboxing and first impressions video, or an overview of it. So again, you see, look at that. Now that fingerprint sensor is kind of giving me issues here. So again, guys, if you guys have any questions about this phone, go ahead and leave them in the tell section down below. Go ahead and give me a like if you guys like this video. And as always, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.